I guess I want to draw Jaynie Lain from Transfurred here, and we'll put it out in a pencil. Nah, I can do it right here. We'll do it live here. So what I do is I pull this like this. That's how I pretty much start a lot of heads. It's like this, and then I want to give her head a little bit of a tilt, like so. And then her ear is going to be about right here. And I designed her to be, to look like a cartoon character, like not a comic book character, but much more of a cartoon character.
So, what cartoons were inspirations for this type of style that you decided to adapt?
Well, I like to. Growing up in the '80s, there were a lot of really cool '80s cartoons, and they weren't necessarily what I'd say for this one were my absolute favorites, but ones that I did like. The big one was probably Scooby-Doo, and while it doesn't really have Scooby-Doo's actual drawing style, the model for it kind of fit in there. Like some people have criticized that they'll say that I'm sexualizing children, but I'm not, because there's at no point in the story does she have any sort of sexual orientation or any sort of love interest that's popped up. Right now it's just the first issue, and it's just very simple. And I actually used Scooby-Doo as the model for that, because if you watch old Scooby-Doos, at no point do you ever see anybody on the mystery team that have any sort of romantic thing. You might infer that there's something between Fred and Daphne, but nothing's ever told. They never hold hands. They never talk about having a date. There's nothing like that. And I very much was conscious to kind of keeping that rule in there, that she was not going to be sexualized. That this you were watching or reading the story about this teen super detective. That's why I say it's Scooby-Doo meets Nancy Drew.
So we're going to have a lot more lore in this comic book instead of story building on a love interest that never happens.
Yeah, I mean, if this becomes like a popular book and I do 10, 12, 14, 15 issues, then maybe that might be something that comes in. But right now, like, you don't know if she's gay, straight, or whatever. She's simply just solving mysteries and chasing monsters with her sidekick Jones.
So what was her inspiration for the haircut?
That's funny that you should ask that. So Jaynie's haircut has a couple of things in it that's real purposeful. She has these very long side bangs and this kind of front bowl cut that I draw in here like so. The long bangs on the side are kind of metaphoric, as if it's like a hat, like that has straps on it, like she's putting on her gear.
Mm-hmm.
And so even the hair clip, the Daphne hair clip, which is kind of the nod to Scooby-Doo here, that's the idea of that's how it, instead of her tying it, that would look weird. That's how she keeps her wig on without losing it. Sometimes I'll put her in a ponytail. Sometimes I'll have her hair in different ways. But I want her to look like she's just kind of pretty, and that she's kind of got a little bit of fashion sense. So her hair is purple and black, and then her hair band is blue, and so her skirt is pink, and the purple, blue, and pink are kind of the colors of transgender people. Actually, I think it's blue, pink, and white.
For the transgender flag.
For the transgender flag, yes. And so I try to put those in there subtly, And the thing that I try to tell people is that I don't. You're not going to read a lot of politics in this book. You're really watching her solve mysteries, like just how her life is, and what it's like to walk in her shoes, and just what she goes through. It's not going to be well, I don't want to hear about snowflakes or SJWs or Trump or anti-Trump or Antifa or what, like, that's not there. So because it's not about that, it's simply about getting to know this one person this one character.
So are we going to see her end up going to school?
Yes, actually, that's part of it. The first issue ends with you finding out that she's starting a brand new school the next day. And I can't give you too much on that because there's some spoilers on that, but she will start a brand new school. She's moved in with a brand new family. It is her family, but she moves in with a brand new family. And that's kind of part of it too. Her family does not know that she is this famous detective in the town. They just know that they have this boy in their family. They don't know that he identifies, or I guess you'd say that she identifies as a female, and has to leave this double life because if it got out, like, her world would come to a collapse. She would lose her home and everything. And I purposely designed it so that it kind of, because somebody had criticized me that, well, how come she just doesn't live, transgender always? And not everybody has that ability to do that. And so what I wanted to do is for transgender teens is to kind of give them a character that says, hey, that's how I feel, no, I can't come out. Like, I think sometimes they give, the media gives this idea that everything just works perfectly, and it doesn't. And so, and you could even say that it's a metaphor for homosexual people that are afraid to come out to their family or whatever. Some people just aren't comfortable with the world knowing everything.
So even though she's a bright, starling new detective, she has her own secrets.
Yeah, she's not a perfect character, and I think that too. That's what will make her interesting. Is that she has conflict in her life and in her story. So this is what Jaynie looks like, and she's fairly simple to do, and to kind of keep things simple. Put her, whenever I have it black, it's usually just solid black. I don't put details in it because that makes, when you go to color it, it makes things move faster. Things that actually slow it down are things like toenails, like if I have to color the dog's nose, like color like 28 noses, it may take me like 2 or 3 hours to do. So if I just make it a solid color, that eliminates that, since I'm doing all the work. And the idea of this was to make it like quick. So,
is there anywhere somebody can purchase this drawing?
Oh, I've been thinking about that. I don't know. I might put it in a Kickstarter just randomly, or I'm thinking that if the Kickstarter's a success, I might have an event at a local comic book store where people can pick up their stuff, and I might even give them drawings there.
Okay.
So we'll see what I can come up with, or maybe somebody will give me an interesting idea.